also known as Skylar Loves Scary Movies, and welcome back to day 30 of 31 days of subgenre horror challenge. I know I'm a day ahead, but it needs to be like this. Today's subgenre is a special effects subgenre, and I've chosen Tom Savini. The movie I've chosen is Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. It's a 1991 movie. Don't worry me, I'm just getting my notes out, because this hopefully will be a quick review and off I can go out. So, there we go. Yep. As I said, the movie I'm reviewing today is Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. It's a 1991 movie. Of course, special effects done by Tom Savini, written and directed by Dean Shetter, starring Jake Dingle, Joe Sharkey, Susan Fletcher, Beverly Pemberley, Veronica Hart, Sean Elliott and Pat Logan. So, the movie starts out with there's like a group of cars and each couple are making out in the car, but one girl tells the guy to stop and gets caught in a zipper. Next car, they're really making out, and then the last car, the girl's giving a guy a blowjob, a suck, whatever you want to call it, and a guy comes by and snatches their brains and they're dead. Later the police come by but are reluctant to come over, but they do and recover a plastic bag with a note inside that contains hieroglyphics. Meanwhile, another man tries to tell the police what the man looks like but can't describe the man, only the hat he was wearing, which is an Egyptian fez hat. There are now 19 murders and it looks like the parts are being used in some ritual. Then in a flashback, the police shoot an Egyptian guy running from them but crawls away from the police, slips on, and then the police slip on a mirror and land on the floor. Then drives away and after the flashback, they drive away, get dropped off, tells the policeman that he knew all the girls that was murdered, and then goes home to find his wife working out, and then they argue, and he leaves, then is eating a healthy breakfast, and the other copper is just heading home to sleep. So a prostitute gets given some money and gets into the car and drives off. Then the other cop tries to kill himself, but the gun doesn't work. Then the prostitute decides to put a lipstick on when after they've driven off and they're going into a secluded area. And the killer saws her in half. Then the cops are back at the station and are told that another murder has just occurred and aren't happy at all. So they go and investigate what's happened. Another prostitute goes for a walk, then turns around to find a dog. And then she turns around again and the killer sucks her dry, sucks her face dry, like the eyeballs and other parts of her body. Yeah, and then does the same thing to the dog so that they're both dead. Then the cop tries to shoot himself again, but gets stopped by a lady. And the other copper comes in and they start to chat away, and the cop starts to talk to themselves and she offers her to help solve the case. Then one of the copper's wife wants to stop smoking, so gets into a room and watch a short video of a group of people smoking, and the apartment is demolished. And then 3 monkeys hose the wife down. It's like 3 guys dress themselves up in monkeys and hose her down. The 2 guys and the girl are driving around when a call comes through about another murder, which we've now found out it's up to 21 murders in total. Now, both coppers are now starting to believe the girl and get here to stay. And now she's in charge of the case. Goes to the autopsy and found out how she died, then finds another note, and the girl is going to try and decipher the note. Then the wife continues to watch another video, and they're on a plane, and the plane crashes, and because she smokes, she gets zapped because she wants to stop smoking. And when she inhales, she gets punched in the face by another guy, all to try and stop smoking. The young girl deciphers one of the notes, then screams as the wife walks in and gets escorted to her room. So the other copper tells the girl that he's sorry so that they can solve the case together. Then he gets a glass of water and fixes the wife's battery on her, so because she had throat cancer, and so she needs that to help her talk. And offers the wife a cigarette and talks to calm the wife down by telling her that she's special and gives them. So the wife gives them semolina curd sprout burgers and sits down because she wants her husband to be healthy. And sits down while the others work out the case. So they go to the Egyptian part of the town to find out and investigate more closely. And go to a cafe, and a girl on roller skates goes to the car. They get out of the car instead, look around and sit at a table and get stared at. Then the girl on the skates goes to the table and asks to take their order. They order and gets their order of a camel burger. So the waitress asks the boss if the girl can have a job. So they're meeting up later to discuss the job. Then the girl knocks on the door and asks for a room, which is $12, and she gets a room and a drink and goes to her room. Then another prostitute is on the phone and says that she's coming back, but gets stopped and gets tied up. Then drives a drill into her and kills her. Then the cops are still waiting outside the girl for the girl. Will have to leave and leaves the other in the hotel room. When room service comes, it's not Grace, but another guy that hands her tea. Two cops go to the murder scene to find another prostitute, but drives off to get the girl, but she's gone from the room. Then at the office, the boss tells his workers to disrobe her, anoint her in oils, and he will be back later. Then goes to Grace to get him to teach her waitressing, touches her skin and tells her to put on the new uniform, and tells her to trust him, and tells her to dress quickly. The two cops are outside the office. Then the wife is working out but falls to the floor. Then the girl who was with the coppers, she's wearing a traditional Egyptian outfit and is sitting waiting, but then escapes. Meanwhile, Grace is still getting ready, and then something happens and the mystery killer is finally disrobing, and it turns out to be Grace. And the three accomplices, like her slaves, try to kill the coppers, and the wife bursts in. Then the girl goes downstairs and sees the ritual taking place, and then goes to the man tied up, which he screams, asking to be let go, but doesn't, as the other guy clutches the girl, so she doesn't let go. Then the wife and the cops run to find the girl. Then the girl gets the nail gun to her hands and asks the guy to hurt her badly, and she's found out that she's killed her father. So she cries her eyes out because the last thing for the purification is a virgin's tears. Then Jack rips his skin off his face as he's being put in the purification mix. Meanwhile, her dad gets dragged into the mix. The same thing happens to him. The big guy tries to rape the girl, then Joe arrives and threatens to shoot and throws the gun and punches the big guy. Then Joe gets in a headlock and is thrown in the mix. And the big guy gets clean off, decapitated. Then Grace grabs the girl and drags her up the stairs, and the cop's wife asks to let the girl go and runs after them. So they all run after Grace, and the girl and Grace are having a cat fight. They punch each other. The cop reads her the rights. How stupid is that? But that's what happened. But let's go, and it's tightening up because they're in some sort of vice with you know, like a car crusher. That's what it is. So they are fighting again in the car crusher event. Grace gets squashed and her head is clean off. Then Joe gets the blood on him and the other guy's sick. So what actually happened in the beginning, Joe was always getting sick when he saw the blood and stuff like that, and in the end his cop partner got sick from seeing all the blood. So my thoughts on this, at the beginning the story was quite good, but at the end it was just totally laughable. So would I recommend this? Yeah, if you do like cheesy horror, because this is a cheesy horror. Yeah, I'll watch this again, but not anytime soon. So scoring. Oh yeah, I like some of the music as well, because sometimes I like the scoring. So scoring. For Tom Savini's effects, I'm doing a scoring for Tom Savini's effects and then my actual scoring. Tom Savini's effects out of 5, I would score it a 3 out of 5 for his effects, and out of 10 I would score it a 7 out of 10 because the effects were quite good and some of the scenes that they were murdered were quite gory. So on to my scores. I would score this movie 3 out of 5 and a 5 out of 10. And that's my score. So if you like the movie, watch it. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead and sub to my channel. Blah blah blah. On to tomorrow. Tomorrow's review will be day 31, and it's classic horror, and I am reviewing the 1922 movie Nosferatu, which is my favourite vampire film of all time. And I'll be doing a bonus review because with it being Halloween, I will be watching Halloween and reviewing it. The 1978 movie Halloween, directed by John Carpenter. So, of course, I hope you enjoyed this review. Stay gory, have unpleasant dreams, and I will see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.